I rise today in support of the Troop Pay Protection Act measure. It's one of the bipartisan pieces of a very partisan puzzle, and it is common sense. We owe it to our nation's troops from suffering the consequences if the House of Representatives shuts down this government. If we don't pass this measure while we still have time, our troops will continue to serve us overseas. They will always be essential to the United States. But if the government shuts down, our troops won't get paid. That's unacceptable. America's troops are America's heroes. They're serving us in difficult, dirty, dangerous conditions. They're away from their families, away from their homes and their communities. They're risking their lives to answer the call of duty. Yet they still have financial responsibilities that we all have here at home. They have mortgages to pay and car payments to make. They have families to take care of. We do our servicemen and women right by passing this bill. It simply says if there's a shutdown, don't make our troops pay the price for the failures of a few extremists in Washington, D.C. Make sure their paychecks come in on time. Delayed pay is the last thing the members of our military and their families should be burdened with. I know there's talk that the House is trying to push through something similar in an effort to cover some bases, but their plan isn't straightforward as this bipartisan bill. Their plan to hold our troops harmless is part of a week-long spending measure loaded up with a bunch of extreme provisions that this country cannot afford. And because it's part of a temporary bill, if it is passed, we'll be right back here making the same argument next week. Mr. President, I am always amazed how dysfunctional this process can be. I've been reminded of that a lot this week. Here's an opportunity to throw some common sense back into the mix. I ask my colleagues to pass this measure and pass it now. And with that, I yield the floor.